I want to take one more look at Jesus walking on the water. If you watched the video from last week, and I encourage you to go do it, we focused on the timing when Jesus came. Today I want to focus on Peter's response to seeing Jesus walk on the water. So Jesus comes to them. We're in Matthew chapter 14, and they're in the middle of a storm. It's a bad storm, and they're crying out, no help. Jesus comes. He comes in the middle of the storm. I want you to see this. Jesus does not immediately calm the storm. He comes to them still in the middle of the storm, and this is where we pick up Peter. Verse 27, well, before that they thought it was a ghost. They saw him coming and they thought it's a ghost. But Jesus immediately said to them, "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid." And then here's where Peter comes in. I love this. This is crazy. He said, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come to you on the water." So Peter's crazy here. Peter doesn't say, I'm glad you came. Would you calm the storm? He doesn't say that. He said, "Lord, if that's you, tell me to come to you." Wow. This is a guy who was passionate about getting to know Jesus, passionate about being with Jesus. And so he says, "Tell me to come to you," in the middle of a storm. Jesus says a simple word. He says, "Come, come." Then what happened? Peter, I know he wasn't thinking here. He just was reacting to what? To the hope that Jesus brought him. And he immediately, it says, he got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. He just walks on water. Jesus says, "Come." Peter says, "I'm coming." And he got out of the boat and he walked on the water. Please understand, the storm is still happening at this time. So there he goes. I don't know how many steps he took. It doesn't matter how many steps he took. He was walking on water. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." So he gets out of the boat, walks on the water. Then he realizes, what am I doing? There's wind, there's wave, I'm getting wet, I'm standing on the water, it's dark, there's a storm, it's raining. He looks around at everything and he starts to sink. He went from doing the supernatural to doing the natural. Okay? The natural thing is to sink. What happened here was Peter, you look at what Jesus says because it's really cool. Immediately, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. He says, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind died down. So Peter starts to sink. He says, "Lord, save me." Jesus reaches down, picks him up. Peter walks on the water again, 2 times. Jesus only walked on the water once. Peter walked on it twice. He picks him up and he says, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" Now, I want you to see this because this is where we take, if we understand, I believe if we understand what Jesus is talking to Peter about his doubt, if we get the doubt he's talking about, it'll be freer in more relating to us. Walking on water, I can't relate to that. I've been in a lot of water. I've never walked on it. I don't think for a minute Peter ever thought he could walk on the water. So did Peter doubt he could walk on the water? I don't think he ever thought he could walk on the water. And if it was just faith that could make him walk on water, why did he ever need a boat again? Don't believe that's what Jesus is talking about. Why did Peter go after Jesus? Why? He said, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come." And Jesus says, "Come." Peter was responding to the call of Jesus. Peter was just responding to the call. He gets out, following the call. He's walking on the water. There he goes. Then he looks around at life. Everything's turmoil and twisting and turning and wet and rainy and windy. Life is hard. And what did he do? He doubted, I believe he doubted that Jesus called him. I believe he doubted his focus. He doubted. He never thought he could walk on water. I don't buy that for a second. He had faith in the call, and then he doubted the call. When he doubted the call, looked around at everything here that was confusing, he began to sink. I'm telling you, here's what I've experienced this so many times, and I want to live here, and I want you to. And that is, when we follow the call of God, it doesn't matter what's happening. Our circumstances are not the issue. We follow the call. And it looks like this is bad or that's not happening. Where's the finances for this? Why are these people mean to me? Why is this not working? Why'd the car break? Why is this going bad? Why are the kids? If you see all of this stuff, you will forget the call of God in your life. Don't forget the call. It's the heart of who we are. The call is there. Don't doubt the call. Keep pursuing the call. Then the call is what? It's to Jesus. That's the primary call. And then as we're pursuing Jesus, he gives us things to do. Our vocation, our call as we go. But we must focus on the call, because if we don't believe the call, if we doubt the call, if we lose sight of the call, we see all the stuff and we just sink. Don't do it. Don't sink. Don't focus on all the junk. Focus on the call. Don't doubt the call, because the call is the primary reason that we're here. Now, if you do doubt it, it's really simple what you do. You don't drown. You don't call out to people to help you. What did Peter do? He started to sink. What did he do? He says, Lord, save me. Jesus says, oh, I'm glad you asked. Here I am. Up he came. So when you go through that struggle of doubt, just cry out, Jesus, save me. He will. He will. We say, let's not doubt again. I called you. God called you for something. First to himself, and then along the way, he gives you things to do. Do not doubt the call. If you doubt it, quickly repent and say, Lord, save me. Because the call is there. You'll get through this world. You'll get through the hard times. You'll get through the financial difficulties. You'll get through this difficulty, that difficulty, and the other difficulty if you focus on the call. Jesus has called you, and he's going to be there every step of the way to guide you to the call.